Well, I happened to find myself in the area, so I thought I'd go give the cabin a look, and well, I'm thinking I probably could have gotten the truck down this road, which is nice and chewed up by ATVs at least, and a couple ruts. I decided to leave it back at the main road, which is at least plowed, and I have myself a walk-in, which is a few miles. So I figured the dog and I'd grab a coffee and go see if we could make this little walk-in down the road and bushwhack the rest and get a glimpse of the cabin. Oh yeah, and another surprise, which is hopefully fun, which may not see. So I got this tiny little drone strapped to my back that my wife got me for Christmas or something, so I might try and fire it up, see if I can get a fun shot at it. Yeah, the whole place is littered with moose tracks just like that, coming from the woods across the road. Hey, good doggo. Yeah, the amount of tracks along this ravine is just out of control. They're all old, it looks like. I've come across a couple maybe new, but they're all over. Let's see, we've knocked out over a mile and a half in just under a half hour and just under 18-minute miles. So I don't know, seems fine for walking in a rut in the snow. We'll be there in a little bit, just at the bottom of this ravine and hill is where I'm usually able to drive the truck to and then pack up my rafts and float everything into the cabin. So we'll see how that looks down there. I'm thinking I would have been pretty nervous by myself and without a winch in my sweeps. My sweeps. See, it's about 2 miles on the dot down to the river. This is normally where I'm backing up, loading in the river down there. Dang, water looks nice and high. There's a bit of snow melt the last couple days and sub-zero temperatures at night, so it's a bit icy and sloppy, but man, you can see there's been some action back here. It looks like at least a car made it with normal tires, and then everybody else is a knobby ATV. Yeah, look at that. First shot of the river in winter. I don't know if it's picking up through here, but the hike's nice, like no snow's getting through these trees really at the river's edge. But this is my bushwhack trail, and it seems I've got some takers because, or I was following them in the first place like a natural trail. But there are just thousands of old deer prints. I mean, just non-stop getting through here with us. Some look like they're new, some old, but it's a fun walk through here. Looks exactly the same. Got these little creeks, all frozen up. Must be right by the river. I might be kicking myself for is not bringing a fishing pole. Not that I'd catch anything, it's always a maybe, but it just looks super peaceful down by the river. And I got a new fishing pole for Christmas. I'll break that baby in. Whew. What do you think, Sweet Pea? We're walking up. As far as I can tell, it looks untouched. Not a big gaping hole through the front window. This last few hundred yards has been rough. Need some snowshoes or something. But, God, that's a sight for sore eyes. It's been a while. Let's get inside and check this thing out. So how I left it is all tie-vect. I got all the windows in, sealed up how I'd like them. And the front door is kind of all for show. It's not weathered in really well or anything, but it's bug proof and it's weatherproof for when we, oh smokes, there's a lot of snow. I don't know if you can see it, but over a foot. Yeah, what a beaut. Just the tiniest bit of snow left on the roof. I figured it's been pretty warm the last couple days, but looks like it didn't entirely melt off, that's for sure. It sure looks like it's shedding snow okay. I'm about 2 feet off the ground right here. Let's open her up. Oh yes. If you've seen what I've seen, it's beautiful. Absolutely untouched. And outside, man, just next to no tracks around the place. I haven't really looked, but none up to the front door or anything like that. 100% no people. 90% no animals, but in this thicket right out here in between the river and the cabin, there's often a bunch of deer sleeping. You startle them up in the morning. I think it's a big corner. Let's check it out. Alright, it's looking like about 20-minute mile. I sure added a lot getting through the woods, but just over 2.5 miles is all. It took me 55 minutes to hike from the nearest road accessible by car. And it's lovely being here in winter. Everything looks exactly how we left it. This is my first time setting foot out. New trail, no deer, nothing. Ah, but she looks great. My metal roof, the top vented ridge cap, isn't quite finished. It's actually nowhere near finished. It's got all these little Z closures in it, so it's fastened down in all grand scheme of things pretty loose, so I'm happy to see it's still up there. And we've got this side pretty trimmed out, so that's a big update. I think last time I was here we had a storm coming. I didn't film or do anything besides get it ready to weather a storm, so I think I'm pretty happy with how it's looking. Well, the place isn't looking too junky, so maybe we can do a little walk around. I've still got a bunch of building materials and all of that around, but it would appear snow's been melting off the roof and clearing totally fine. Both pitches, and there's like 3 feet easy that's cleared off in some of the recent melts. Everything inside was bone dry, which I'd expect it to be. And all of the windows are flashed fully. The door isn't flashed, it's only held in with a couple screws. The next step's going to be cutting a hole in the roof, my brand new roof over on this side, and getting a log burner in there. If I'd been able to finish that before the new year, before it was cold out here, I think we would have stayed here this last weekend, but the metal roof's looking pretty good. Tacked on there. Sorry if I'm bumping around like crazy, falling in the snow over here, but it looks good. It's good to know it looks about as rock solid as it ever was. Yeah, it's gonna be real fun to get all the siding out here and have it look pretty. But I'm very happy to see all my roof's looking good. This works. And charging it with my little turn crank radio. God, digging up batteries. I forgot my normal charger. Oh, it's just out of control if that worked. And it definitely seemed to not have a good range on this phone to that deal, but it looks like it got about 45 seconds of video. So a bit of a tailspin out of the gate. Okay, that's a crack up. Yeah, so that drone footage, I'm imagining that drone footage wasn't to die for, but the signal on that phone, I was running off a spin battery, and it's on like a little Wi-Fi or Bluetooth signal, so it was not great, and I was very happy to at least get a picture of the place from up above. And the river looks awesome. Thought I would take a walk to the beach real quick. The river looks awesome. Pretty snow covered. This is as far as I've walked, so all these tracks are looking like old moose and deer using the pathway to get to the water. They are old, no new ones today. See, somebody's tromping right through. That looks like recent deer and moose maybe. But it's fun to see where they're headed, and looks like they're certainly using the beach. Yeah, this is from today because that was all a little fresh dusting from last night. The beach is looking pretty well tracked up with hoof prints. Oh, don't go in there. Sleeps. Come on. That's cold. Wondering if I brought a line, if I'd caught anything. Like I said, I got a new pole and need to get the line wet. But all in all, a few mile hike to get out here. It's a great day. Just to see it in the snow is absolutely all that I wanted. At one point I was imagining taking in some gear and thinking to myself, oh my god, I'm just gonna pull this in on a sled and it's gonna suck and I'm not gonna have time to work it anyway, so it's been a very enjoyable trip. Hopefully I see it again in the snow soon. When I'm a little more prepared to get gear and everything down here, because I could for sure kayak something in. It's cold, baby, but I could for sure kayak something in and do my usual walk up. So I've got everything to do the log burner through the roof and start some other projects, mostly that keep us warm. So looking forward to all that. So sure thins out in winter, but you can kind of tell the distance from the river to the cabin isn't all that far. But this thicket really becomes bush that you can barely see through once it's spring. But it's a beauty. We're right there. So excuse the clutter. It's just kind of what it is right now. But I'm looking around and thinking the next major projects are wood stove, which is going to be a little artsy. Getting some wood storage. I've got a small Northwoods Fab, the Woodsman stove, which is good for a couple hundred square feet, which this is. Have to work it through the roof. I'm not really looking forward to cutting my rafters. Seems ridiculous. So I'm thinking the through roof kit will be on this side of the rafter, placing the stove off center of the corner, which is fine, but working out a little wood storage and box and probably some things to hang and dry out jackets will actually be perfect, I'm thinking. And then I still have to finish this loft. Pretty easy because I'm just going to rock 2x4s running perpendicular to this whole space. That'll be super sick. And then kind of how this look is, I'll have this ladder in this corner on like a library roller, so it can slide into the corner or into the wall and out, and so you can get in the loft in this high pitch area. And then there's enough room for a queen mattress and a couple twins if we're here with the kids or something, or a little dresser storage stuff up there. The ladder will be sliding on a wall actually, because right here we'll be framing in a little composting toilet bathroom, which is next to the kitchen. So this corner, like tiny 4 feet by 4 feet really, will be framed in ladder, library ladder rolling there. And those are the main projects. Get the floor done, frame the bathroom. First and foremost, get some heat in here so we can stay some weekends while there's still snow and it's cold, and get her done. That's about it for today. Got to get back to real life, but man, it was great getting out here in the snow, messing around in the river, and seeing the cabin. Woo! Sweating bullets, baby. All uphill on the way out. I'm trying to beat my time on the way in, because as usual I'm running late, trying to spend as much time as I can at the cabin. And just about every step I'm thinking, man, among that project list, needs to be getting a little bigger tire on that truck. Although I think I'd still have the clearance in something like this. There's a little deeper down below and rutted out, and a winch, and I think we would have sent it down there and saved myself 2 hours of walking, put 2 hours more in the cabin and not be gassed. So looking forward to it, maybe next year. Did it. Shaved over 10 minutes on the hike uphill. So 5 miles round trip. The dog easily did 10 because she was running up ahead of me, all the way behind me. Making sure I was safe like a good doggo. Woo! But I would prefer not to make that hike again. Like I said, man.